Good morning, Big Mocker. My name is Jamie Storrs, and I'm in the DCBS program here at Full Sail University. I'm here today because I have a project that I am sure you're going to love. My project is titled Food in the Eyes of the Dead. It's a film project that was inspired by my love of zombies and wanting them to be viewed in a different light than what they always have been. And honestly, sometimes I think the zombie apocalypse is the only thing that I could ever survive in the future. I love dramatic films, sometimes with a touch of blood and guts tossed in, so I figured why not? All that along with wanting to write a zombie film like no other. I have always had questions about zombies that I've never had answered in other films. I want to cover these questions in my film, but not focusing on the zombies the whole time. I want the audience to be so wrapped up in my characters' plights and trials and tribulations that they forget that they're even watching a zombie horror film. My first character is Travis. He's a late 30s family man. Sometimes he's a little bit of a wuss depending on the situation. Due to the ever-changing ways of the world, he's stripped from a life he once knew and thrown into a life of wandering aimlessly for everything that he's lost. He faces many challenges in his journey, everything from the undead to the challenges of his own mind. Another important character would be Zoe. She's a mid-30s, hardworking, single mother, trying to rebuild her life after barely escaping her old life from her ex-husband. She is working at a bar in a small town, comes to know a few people, makes friends, and soon realizes that this life that she's building into and getting comfortable in is no longer going to be the same. The conflict of my story has 3 main characters instead of just one. They all have their own trials and tribulations and paths that they choose to go on. Each of them have different motivations for trying to survive in this world gone to crap in the apocalypse. One faces losing everything in the continuous search for something he once knew. One sets out on a path for revenge and a thirst for blood, for the ways that she was wronged in the world in her old life as well as her new. The third is faced with losing his family and the stability of his once well-trained mind. We start out with one of the 3 main characters being found in the situation, depicting the complete utter despair, desecration, and horror of the world that he now lives in. Only to be thrown backwards in time to a place where all 3 main characters not only hang out, but Zoe actually works there as well. It builds up to the climax where all 3 main characters are thrown into the apocalypse, not together, but separately, and face their own paths, own trials and tribulations, on top of an already chaotic situation. Realizing that everything they are living for is no longer the same. It concludes with our characters realizing that survival is pointless and everything that they thought they stood for means nothing. The characters are not only changed by the death and destruction in the world around them, but the death and destruction of their own minds. I've been working on this project for quite some time, and some of the changes that I've made would be script changes here and there, as well as a few sub-character changes. I already have a great director signed on for this project. His name is Chad Foster. He's a 2014 graduate of Full Sail University. And I signed him onto this project because he shares the same passion for filmmaking and the same passion for getting a story across, no matter what it may be, that I do. He also believes along with me that this project can be something way more than just another zombie film. Big Mocker, my target market will be 20 to 40 something year olds, both male and female. Occupation, marital status, income level, none of that really matters to my market. Basically, I can market my project to anyone within that age range, and if I can sell them on my belief in my project, then I'm sure to not fail with this. Big Mocker, I know that you hear thousands of pitches probably every day, but I think that you need to choose my project because everyone loves a great movie. Everyone loves to lose themselves in that great movie. I want to make something more than just another zombie film full of blood and guts and no point in the end and no real clear definition of what happens. There will be blood and guts, but I want my main focus to be on the three characters and their trials and their views on the life that they're living during the apocalypse, the other trials that they have to go through on top of dealing with undead running around. Each one has a path that they must follow, and I feel that I've made my characters so raw and real that people will fall in love with some and hate others, but only because I've written it that way. I expect to touch people's hearts and let them live through my characters, if only for that brief moment of seeing them on screen. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.